On to chapters 3 and 4, where Trump talks about his upbringing and a lot about his father. He says he was a very aggressive and assertive kid, no surprises there. He says his family are his closest friends, and that makes a lot of sense from the way we've seen him operate, both in business and as president of the US. He talks a lot about his dad and the lessons he learned from his dad about work ethic. Talks about how his dad was a slumlord in New York, but could never quite afford the more expensive properties. He stayed with low-budget housing, but in building it, he had an intimate knowledge of the construction process so that he wouldn't ever let a contractor fleece him on the price or talk him into a last-minute addition that wasn't really necessary, or say that there was an unforeseen complication, but it's actually just BS to try and get the price up. He admired how his father knew all those aspects of the trades, such that he could negotiate the initial contract low, but not lower than the contractor would need to make a profit, and he could see through and make a good decision every time a contractor approached him and tried to add an additional cost to the contract. And Trump very much kept up with that throughout his life. Even types of construction or types of management even that he wasn't familiar with, he was able to quickly learn it. And because of that new knowledge and new skill set, every item he learned just made him a more effective builder and a more effective businessman. Also talked about how his father was able to really keep the contractors in line, stay on top of construction projects, have a very visible presence on construction sites, and the result was he was always able to build better and faster than the competitor. And that's something else Trump kept up with throughout his life. He took a very hands-on approach when dealing with construction sites for buildings that he would own. Trump wrote that his father could run circles around all college-educated people. Nevertheless, he respected them, probably because he couldn't afford to go to college himself. But observing that in his childhood stuck with Trump throughout his life, and it made him realize that people with some fancy PhD, they're just human. They're not some superhuman. With the right knowledge and the right skill set and the right temperament, Trump could run circles around those people too. And very often he does. And these two chapters, I think, just go to show the very high opinion that Trump has for his father.